Good morning, and let's see if I can get kicked off of YouTube today. It's a good day to do that sort of thing. So I'm going over my channel analytics page or my dashboard, and I had a video that was posted there. I have a video that was posted like 11 years ago or so. It was a science project that was done for my son Joseph back 11 years ago or so. I can't remember exactly what the date was, but it was something like 11 years ago. It could have been 14 years ago. Who the hell knows? But I got a warning for that video. They removed it. I can read you what it says. It says, active community guidelines. Your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. You received a warning. You can take policy training, which will remove the warning after 90 days. I'm going to have to take policy training. So I'm going to have to do that because I want this removed. If you violate the policy again within the 90 days of completing the policy training, you will get a strike. You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. So this is the crazy thing. This was Joe's 6th grade science project. I appealed it. The appeal was rejected on the 17th. Let me take a look here at this thing and see when this video was actually posted, because they removed it, but I can still. Oh yeah, no, they have removed it. Let me see if I can view it in studio. You guys aren't going to be able to see anything that I'm doing. I'm just going to kind of read it as I go. I find this to be very. I'm going to begin the review. It says this warning is. If it happened again, your channel will get a strike, blah, blah, blah. So they really want to take me down, which you can take training, dismiss the warning, appeal, or decision, or do nothing. Learn about the strike system. Monetization is ineligible. I don't care about the monetization. I mean, we're talking about a video that I posted a long time ago. Now, do you think that it's right that I get a warning for a video that was within the guidelines of, just say, 11 years ago? Because I do not. Teresa, do you think it's right that I get a strike or a warning for something that I did 11 years ago that fell within the guidelines, but now today, due to the new regulation, it is not?
11 years ago?
Yeah, something I did 11 years ago. It was perfectly fine 11 years ago, but today it is not. Because I don't think so. That's like 30-round magazines, right? 30-round magazines for an AR-15, all right? 30-round, all right. So they made them illegal here in the great state of New Jersey, all right? And great, so they can't have 30-round magazines. So they made them illegal. Now if I am caught with a 30-round, which I do not have, but if I get caught with a 30-round magazine, I am now a felon, and I could be put in jail for up to 10 years in this state for having something that they made illegal and, basically turned me into a criminal, which is ridiculous. If I had them, which I do not. And it's the same thing with this. It's like, okay, Mr. Pandy, we just found your 30-round magazines. Say I was transporting my gun that I don't have with these magazines that I don't own to a friend's house in Pennsylvania so that he could use them because they're legal there. And I get pulled over by the police. They ask me if I have any firearms in the car. If you do have firearms in the car, you just tell the police officer, no, sir, I don't know what you're talking about. You lie to that motherfucker, because he has no qualms about lying to you. Because if you're honest and say, yes, sir, I have an AR-15 in my car with 30-round magazines, and, then they can package you up in a nice little handcuffed thing behind your back and throw you in the back of a car, impound your car, take your firearm, take your magazines with all the ammunition you had, and throw you in jail for 10 years because just because you bought them legally, we outlawed them, now it's illegal. And that is exactly what YouTube is doing to me here. I know there's a few other videos out there that I've done. I'm sure there are where they claim child endangerment. That's what they're getting me on, child endangerment. My son was nowhere near this thing when it blew up. The science project. It was an action and reaction um, video. You could actually watch it. Well, you could have watched it. I can't even watch it now. They've removed it, so it's gone. So, you know, I have no recourse. Now, if I get another one of these warnings, or not a warning, but if I get another one of these guideline remark things, which has now seriously impacted my channel in a negative way, that you can no longer, basically my monetization, it's like every time I post one of these videos, I used to make about $100, $100. It's nice, compensates you for your time. Some people get some enjoyment out of it. Some people don't. I get to spar with people online that are saying stupid stuff. And, like, I hope Kamala Harris, uses Obama for a vice president pick, which is, this is just the intelligence of some of these people. But whatever, it can happen because he's already been president. He can't be vice president because then he could possibly become president again, and that is not legal. So he can only be president for 2 4-year terms. Anyhow, yeah. So there you go. That's what I'm dealing with. So they've basically taken the incentive to do the videos away. But just so y'all know, I was a dairy farmer and I did a lot of work for nothing for a lot of freaking years, and I was perfectly happy doing that for a very long time until I wasn't. So it doesn't mean I won't post anymore. It just means that I feel like a dairy farmer again. We sold the cows because, of this stuff, and now they just put you right back into the same thing. And gobble my balls, they're still making their 40%, right? 40% off of me. They don't care. They just get bigger and bigger and bigger, and get more and more power, and they get. That's why Twitter, when Elon Musk bought it, became a much friendlier place to be, because anybody can say just about anything on there because it is a forum of free speech. It's no longer Twitter. It's called X now. So there you go. I am not on there, by the way. I just never felt the need to tweet, So with that being said, I am going to continue making videos. Yesterday, I actually got to go on the Intrepid, something that I've wanted to do for 45 years. When I was a kid, friends of mine, because they lived closer to New York City, were able to go on to the Intrepid and, see the airplanes. And I think they've removed some airplanes. I always thought there was a F-4U Corsair on there, but there wasn't. I thought there was a P-47, but there wasn't. There was a Dauntless, TBM, Dauntless, and there was a whole bunch of planes on there. F-16, no F-18, but there was an F-14, and the amazing thing about an F-14 is the bastard is big. I know years ago when I was in the 90s, and I actually have footage of this, an F-14 Super Tomcat came ripping across the sky and set off every car alarm in the parking lot. That thing was neat. And so I actually got to see them fly, and it was either just a straight Tomcat, but I thought it was a Super Tomcat. But it's massive. That airplane is massive. And very complicated, though. I think that's why they pretty much did away with them. Complicated aircraft are expensive to maintain. But anyways, I got to do that. And I showed guns on there, like cannons and 20 millimeter anti-aircraft that proved to be ineffective against kamikaze fighter planes. And I didn't get as much time on the boat as I'd like to, but I would have, my son was tired, and, my wife was like, let's go, we got to go get something to eat. And I'm glad we left when we did, because we wouldn't have made it back to the car on time to get home. But and then when I got home, I just fell asleep. I just couldn't even function after that. I was done. Very exhausting day. But anyway, yeah, they didn't really talk about the history. There's a theater there that I didn't get to go sit in, and I wish I had. But, I wish I had the time to do it. I should have got there earlier, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll do it again. Maybe I'll just do that again so I get the full effect of it. But you know, I mean, there was a whole deck I don't think I got to see. I missed it. So, but whatever. Such is life, as they say. What else was there I wanted to say? Yeah. So if you like the channel, give it a thumbs up, share it. I actually wrote a letter to Google, which will probably just fall on deaf ears. So they'll be like, no, it doesn't matter. You know, these communist assholes. They're communist guidelines, really. They are. Like, you know, the rights you thought you had to what you are actually going to be able to do on here has been severely diminished, and it's rather a sad place. Lord Muckert, he even says the same thing. He's like, you know, YouTube, he says, go to Patreon and you can do what YouTube should be, which is true, but you have to use the YouTube platform in order to post to Patreon. And I haven't posted on Patreon in years. I should again. I really should again, because then I could just, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe that's the route that I'm going to have to go. Not for the money side of it, just for the side of actually being able to do the things that I want to do. And, you know, maybe it's something that somebody out here would actually want to see on Patreon, because Patreon, it never really produced, it was like 2 steps too much for me. It's like, I have to upload to YouTube, great. Then you have to publish it to YouTube, great. Then you have to go to private, great. Or unlisted, great. Then you had to go to Patreon and then cut and paste and do all the thing, you know, basically move it. This is years ago, so I don't even remember how to do it correctly anymore, because I haven't done it in years. I should probably go look at that Patreon page and see what it looks like now. Maybe it's easier, I don't know. But here you go. That's possibly something that I could do, but then you all have to like pay, you know, and it would be a whole lot more fun to do videoing on there that way, than it would be to just do YouTube, you know. It's like, hey, go over to my Patreon page and check out the new video that I posted there. You're going to love it, because I'm able to do the things I could do 10 years ago, or 11, 12, 14 years ago. 15 years ago. I've been on here for 15 years. Almost 16 years. 16 years in October. You know, you can watch my kids grow up. You can watch me. You can do all that stuff. But YouTube has just become an unfun place. And Rumble's not a place for me. Just not. I've been there. I've posted there. I never got any traction there. Nobody wants to go to Rumble for some reason. But anyway, there you go. This is just me yakking about how stupid YouTube has become. So, have a nice day. So, I just got done doing the YouTube guideline training, in which one of the answers was, if little Jenny is having a party with her friends and she wants to use fireworks, is it a guideline violation if her parents teach her how to do it in a safe manner? And the answer to that was, no, it's not a violation. Well, I did the same exact thing. Whatever. Such is life.